Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is John Rollins. We're here with our S.T.R.I.V.E session. Strategies to remain informed, strategies to remain victorious, strategies to remain empowered. Happy New Year to you. I hope that you had a wonderful time. I hope that your celebration was safe. I hope that your expectations are grand, that you are looking for everything that did not fully manifest itself in 2020 to find your harvest in 2021. I really believe with you that you're going to see some wonderful things happen this year. And that's not to say that last year did not produce its own wonderful things. I know for many of us that even though there was a lot of loss, there were also some gains for us. And so I hope that for those who did have gains, that you will continue to experience them, that 2021 will be a phenomenal year for you. That is my hope. That is my desire for you. All right. Again, this is the S.T.R.I.V.E session, strategies to remain informed, victorious, and empowered. And for 2021, our first session, I want to encourage someone to find your fit. To find your fit. In a previous session, I did one called A Good Fit. And in that particular session, we were talking about relationships, and we were saying that not every relationship is a good fit for every individual. And that is information that I know that you have no trouble accepting. There's some people with whom we seem to gravitate. There's some people who our qualities or their qualities repel each other. And so we were talking about the relationships at that time, but I want to encourage you to find your fit with regards to where and what it is that you are supposed to be, how you're supposed to be functioning, your place in society. All right. So when I was thinking of find your fit, of course, my mind went to when you go out to look for clothing. And I believe we're all familiar with this one size fits all. We know one size does not fit all. There are some situations where you go to that one size fit all. For Christmas, I purchased someone a gift, one of those little Snuggie things. And the whole idea was to give them something so that they could stay warm during the cold times and they can just wrap themselves up. Well, one size doesn't fit all. Depending on your physical makeup, you could be dwarfed in it, or it may not cover all the parts. So every size is not your size. Every size is not your right fit. And again, I know that that's probably common knowledge for most of us. But then there are some things where you can go and you can get something that is tailor-made specifically for you. It is customized to fit your unique physique. You can get the right arm length. You can get the shoulders. You can get your chest measured. You can get your inseam measured. You can talk about your waist and how it fits around your hips. And you can get it right at the top of the shoes that you want, or you can get it for your specific breast size. You can get the right fit, the perfect fit, customized to you. Okay. Now, so let me ask you something. If you think this applies to our physical makeup, is it a big leap for you to see how that could also apply to our professional makeup, to our relational makeup, to our social makeup? Is it really a big leap to believe that there may be a specific right fit for you in other areas of your life as well? Not only do your clothes, can you have those custom made or tailor made, but you can find out the place where you belong and have it tailor made specifically to your unique makeup. Yeah, your shoulder, your social shoulders, your relational shoulders, your professional waistline. You can have your unique set of skills, your unique set of makeups, your abilities to fit exactly right just for you. Now, I know that many of us are talented in multiple areas. You probably heard this phrase, jack of all trades, master of none. Okay. And I used to try to pride myself on that. I could do almost, I would tell people, if you give me an opportunity, I could probably give you a good outcome with it. And I tried a lot of stuff. I've done everything from managing a tax office, a H&R Block franchise. I've been a photographer. I've tried my skills as a musician. I think I'm a really good trainer. I worked in the safety field. I worked in human resources. I worked at the police department. I worked over with the youth in the at-risk arena. I worked at the post office. I've done a lot of things. I've done sales, and I like to believe that my supervisors may or may not agree with me, but I like to believe that I had a good set of talents that could allow me to do a lot of things. And in most cases, I would always end up being promoted. And I believe a lot of that had to do with the favor that God has on my life. But I believe it also had to do because I had a unique set of skills. I have this makeup where I can adjust to pretty much any environment and still be able to perform at a level that I set for myself. Well, if that applies to me, it may be apply for you too. You may be gifted in doing a lot of things. Yeah, you may be able to sing, you may be able to sew, you may be able to bake, you may be able to create with your hands, you may be able to look at a situation and find out how the pieces fit together. You may have those skills, okay? But there's a right fit that's intended for just how you have been made, okay? Now, finding your fit requires you to gain some specialized knowledge. There's a book called The Great American Success Story, and in that book, they evaluated 1,500, or they surveyed 1,500 people who at the time were considered to be successful. And those individuals all agreed that specialized knowledge in your field was one of 12 characteristics that allowed those individuals or the people who were successful to experience that success. So not only should you be good in multiple things, but there's going to be one area where you just seem to flow, and to make a commitment to figuring out what is it about me that allows me to function effectively, successfully in this field, and then going and learning out, okay, so now the people who are at the top of this field, how do they do things differently than the people who may be at the entry level or the people who are mid-level? Because if it is your intent to excel, which I believe that most of us want to do, then we have to understand that performing at an entry level skill set will not position us to excel the same as those who are senior level performers. So we have to get that specialized knowledge in the field. If we accept that each of us has a specific purpose for which we've been created, that will suggest that there is an intended use for your specific, unique set of skills. Okay? I tell people often, I am not the person to call if you need to change the transmission in your car. Now, can I do it? Probably. I mean, you give me the right set of tools, I can break it down, and I know enough to try to remember where certain pieces came from. Could I possibly do it? Yeah. But would it be a struggle for me? Absolutely. And how long will you be without your vehicle? You don't want to even imagine it. So that's not how my unique set of skills are designed. There are other people who can go and break it down, tear it apart, put it back together, and within a few hours, you're back on your way. All right. So each of us has a unique set of skills that we've been created with. We have a unique mentality mix. And whenever we operate outside of our intended use, whatever that means, there's going to be a misuse of our skill sets. If we're operating outside of what we've been created to do, if we're not using our skills that have been uniquely deposited into us, then we're misusing what we have. And if we continue to misuse them, okay, that results, according to what Bishop T.D. Jakes says, that results in abnormal use or abuse. Okay, if we continue using our skills the wrong way, we are creating an environment where there is abuse. You think about it. Think about it. You can ride around in a car that has 3 wheels that are the right size for that car, and one wheel, the donut or what you needed at the time, that's the wrong size for that vehicle. And you can ride around for a while, and you'll still be able to get where you want to go do what you want to do, and you may not realize any significant adverse impact. But I assure you, the longer you ride around with 3 tires that are one size and 1 tire that's a different size, it's going to damage that vehicle. And so the flat tire that you had that created a temporary inconvenience will result in a long-term inconvenience and a significantly increased expense to you, because that one tire was not the right fit for that car. So it will undoubtedly create more long-term damage. And I believe that's how it is when we're trying to function in an area that is not the right size or the right fit for us. So how do you find your right fit? Well, finding the right fit, I believe, requires that we determine our specific strengths. Okay, our brains are set up to help us to identify the things that are right for us, the things that feel right, the things that seem to fall into place. Our brains are designed to help us to identify that. When you're doing something and it's creating a whole lot of resistance or challenges for you, sometimes your brain is telling you that's not how it's supposed to work. You're taking a piece of equipment or a piece of material and you're trying to force it into a place where it's not set up. You heard the square peg, round hole statement before. You're trying to make it fit, and it's not designed to fit that way. And I believe that our brains tell us when we're trying to do things that are not the right fit for us. You say that you don't like people, but you're on the front desk or you're the customer service rep and you're taking the phone calls. You say that you love people, but you're sitting at home behind a computer 8 hours a day. It's not the right fit. And your body is going to tell you, your mind, your brain is going to tell you, you're going to feel so uncomfortable that you'll know that this is not going to get you the outcomes that you want. If you're desiring for a successful life, you want to have a purpose-filled life, okay, you got to find the right fit. You got to find where you belong. Okay, there are areas where we excel. Maybe your area is in graphic design. Maybe your area is in designing technology. Maybe you are a person who just loves to see how different chemicals mix together and the outcome that you get from them. Maybe you are the person who can use your hands to build dog houses or build people's homes. Okay, maybe you're a hands-on person. Maybe you're a person who loves to look for patterns to see how things work in systems and to figure out what are the protocols, the policies. Maybe that's where you fit. Maybe you love numbers. Maybe you can look at a situation and you can find that one penny. And when you find it, you find so much satisfaction knowing that you were able to research and look at all of the receipts and all of the expenses and all of the ledgers, and you found out where that imbalance was. Okay, there's an area where you flow effortlessly. I believe that God has gifted each one of us with an exceptional set of abilities, with an independent way of thinking about things. I think that He has allowed us to gain a set of experiences, a set of exposures that when we examine them from the perspective of eternity, those things help us to narrow down our options. Okay. So here's what we're saying. At one point in your life, okay, and we're going back to that right fit in the clothing thing. At one point in your life, you may have thought that you were a size 12, or maybe you were a 32 waist. Okay. But things now have changed in your life. And what may have been true at one point, right now it's uncomfortable. Okay. Okay. Your knowledge and awareness, your experiences, your belief system, your life of successes and failures, your environment, all of those things to have served to help you eliminate certain choices from consideration. Okay. Things that may have looked attractive at one point, but based on what you know now, based on where you are now, you understand it doesn't feel right. It feels too tight, or it feels too loose. It doesn't fit the way that it should fit. And so what that does is that gives you an entirely different option. You are now able to go and shop from an entirely different set of this place in the store. So I believe that when we commit time to prayer and asking the person who created us about the thoughts and intentions that he had for us, it will help us to realize some of the things that what we did before, maybe we did because there was a need at the time, but that was not where we were supposed to park long term. Or it may help us to realize that that place that we left physically, our mind is still there. Our heart is still there. Our satisfactions are still there. The joy that we felt when we were in that area, okay, that's where we may need to go back and find that that's the right fit, our fit. And I'm not sure which group you fall in. I don't know if you're someplace where you probably have outgrown it, or maybe you left a place where you should have stayed because that's where you belong. I don't know which one is right for you. So, but I can tell you that if you go back to your creator and you spend time asking and searching, that you will find out that there is a place. There's a place that is the exact right fit for you. Find your fit. All right. Hey guys, this is John. This is the S.T.R.I.V.E session. Strategies to remain informed, strategies to remain victorious, strategies to remain empowered. And if in 2021, you've not had someone to come into your life to affirm your greatness, to tell you how wonderful you are, to just let you know that just seeing your face, the smile on your face, brings so much fulfillment to them because of your importance, I welcome the opportunity to remind you that not only today, but tomorrow and forever, you are important. All right. Hey guys, y'all be blessed, and we hope to see you next week. Okay.